Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. But when stress and anxiety take control, it feels like it's no longer working for you, but against you. This audiobook will teach you how to transform your mind into an unshakable fortress, capable of overcoming the most intense pressures and fears. In the next hour, you will learn the proven techniques that will allow you to control your emotions, strengthen your mental resilience, and navigate life's toughest challenges with calm and confidence. No more living in fear or overwhelm. It's time to reclaim your power. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Stop letting stress control. You're in control. You have the power. Stress is not an external force. It's a mental response. Your mind responds to situations, how you react to them. Stress doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It's not some invisible enemy waiting to pounce on you. Stress is born in your mind. And guess what? You control that mind. You may think you're stuck, that the pressure, the deadlines, the expectations are too much. That stress is something that just happens to you. But the truth? You are not a helpless victim. You choose how to react to stress. That's the key. That's what you need to understand. You have a choice. You're not at the mercy of the world. It's not about being a passive player in your own life. It's about deciding how you respond to pressure. You can choose to rise above it, or you can choose to let it break you. But here's the thing. Stress is a challenge, not an enemy. It's not here to ruin you. It's here to test you. Think about that. Stress is a tool, an opportunity for you to prove your strength. Every time you feel the weight of stress pushing down on you, know this. It's a challenge, and every challenge is an opportunity for growth. But you can only grow if you own that challenge. So right now, stop giving stress more power than it deserves. Stop letting it control your actions, your thoughts, and your body. You have the power to change your response. You have the ability to take back control. That's the difference between living in chaos and mastering your mind. Let's break it down. The first step in reclaiming control is understanding that your thoughts create your stress. It's not the situation itself. It's the thoughts about the situation that cause you to feel anxious. Your thoughts spin out of control, repeating the same harmful ideas over and over again. And these thoughts feed into the anxiety. The more you focus on the pressure, the more stressed you become. But you have a choice. You don't have to keep feeding the cycle. You don't have to keep thinking those thoughts. The next time you start spiraling into stress, stop, pause, interrupt the pattern. Do not let the cycle continue. It's not about the situation. It's about your mind. And you can change that. Now, here's the truth. Breaking the cycle is not easy. Your mind is trained to respond to stress automatically. You've been conditioned to feel the weight of pressure and to react with panic or fear. But that's not the way forward. You don't need to keep reacting in the same old way. The key here is shifting your perspective. Stress is not your enemy. Stop thinking of it as something to avoid, something to escape from. Stress is a challenge, a chance to prove that you can handle more than you think. Every time you face stress head-on, you become stronger. This is where mental toughness comes into play. If you let stress control you, it weakens you. But if you face stress with clarity and control, it strengthens you. You're not just managing stress, you're using it to build your mental resilience. Stress is an opportunity for you to grow, to evolve, to become tougher than ever. But only if you choose to face it, not run from it. You see, we often get caught up in trying to avoid stress. We think, if we can just find a way to escape it, everything will be fine. But that's not the answer. The answer is acceptance. Not acceptance of stress itself, but acceptance of the challenge it represents. Once you stop seeing stress as a threat and start seeing it as a test, it becomes much easier to deal with. So, here's what you need to do. Whenever you feel stress creeping in, stop. Don't let your mind go on autopilot. Don't let those repetitive negative thoughts take over. Instead, pause and remind yourself, stress is not the enemy. It's the challenge I've been waiting for. This shift in perspective will be the game changer. It's time to reframe stress. It's time to reclaim your power over it. Stress doesn't control you. You control your response to it. That's where your power lies. Let's talk about the next step, how to manage your thoughts. Because that's where the battle really happens. Your thoughts determine your emotions, and your emotions determine your actions. If you don't manage your thoughts, stress will continue to dominate your life. But if you take control of your thoughts, you can control your response to stress. Every time you start to feel that rush of anxiety, challenge the thought. Is this thought serving me? Is it helping me rise to the occasion? If it's not, dismiss it. Replace it with something more empowering. Repetition is the key here. The more you practice changing your thoughts, the easier it becomes. It's not about avoiding stress. It's not about pretending the pressure doesn't exist. It's about how you respond to it. And once you take control of that response, stress has no power over you. Remember, you are the one who decides how to react. You can choose to face stress with fear, or you can choose to face it with power. Every time you confront stress head-on, you prove to yourself that you are capable. And the more you prove this to yourself, the stronger your mental toughness becomes. Now let's summarize. Stress is a mental response, not an external force. You control your response. When you feel stress, recognize it as a challenge, not an enemy. Break the cycle of negative thoughts that create anxiety. Shift your perspective. Reclaim your power. And every time you do this, you'll find that stress becomes less of a burden and more of a tool for growth. You have a choice. Now let's move forward. Chapter 2. The power of mental clarity in a world of chaos. The world is noisy. It's chaotic. The demands of life never stop. Every day you're bombarded with information, expectations, distractions, pressing deadlines, urgent emails, constant notifications. And somewhere in the middle of all this, your mind begins to fray. Your thoughts scatter. You feel overwhelmed. But here's the truth you need to hear. Mental clarity is the antidote to chaos. It's not about shutting the world out. It's about learning to filter the noise, to focus your mind, even when the world around you is spinning out of control. The key to mental clarity is mastering the skill of focus and focusing on what really matters. It's about cutting through the distractions and finding your center. This is where your power lies. Listen carefully. You always have the power to choose where to place your focus. You don't need to be pulled in 1,000 directions. You don't need to keep juggling everything at once. You need to decide right now that you will focus on what truly matters. That's the key to mental clarity. Focus. Let's break it down. The first step in achieving mental clarity is realizing this. Your mind is your most valuable asset. It's the source of everything you create. And when it's cluttered, when it's scattered in 100 different directions, it becomes impossible to move forward. You're stuck. You're drained. You can't think clearly, and you can't make decisions. That's the chaos we're talking about. But here's the solution. You can clear the mental clutter. You can quiet the noise. You can focus. When you focus, you regain control. You bring order to the chaos. You calm the storm inside your mind. And when your mind is calm, everything around you becomes clearer, more manageable. You gain clarity on what's important. You gain clarity on your next step. So, how do you do this? How do you shift from chaos to clarity? The first step is to create space. I'm not talking about physical space, though that helps. I'm talking about mental space. You need to clear out the clutter in your mind. That means getting rid of all the unnecessary thoughts, the what-if scenarios, the worries about the past, the endless rumination over things you can't control. You need to make a conscious decision to clear out the mental garbage. Right now, take a moment. Close your eyes and imagine your mind as a room. What's in that room? Is it full of clutter? Is it overwhelming? If so, start cleaning it out. One by one, discard the thoughts that don't serve you. The negative ones, the useless ones, the ones that bring you stress and anxiety. Let them go. Create space. This isn't just about letting go of physical distractions. It's about letting go of the mental distractions. The constant buzzing in your head, the thoughts that steal your focus. You need to identify these thoughts and actively dismiss them. The second step is to focus on the present. You're stressed because your mind is jumping between the past, the present, and the future. It's overwhelmed by everything. And when your mind is scattered like this, it's impossible to find clarity. The truth is, you only have control over the present. You can't change what happened in the past, and you can't predict the future. But you have full control over what's happening right now. This moment is the only one that matters. The only one that you can do something with. Focus on the task in front of you. Focus on the breath you're taking right now. Focus on the words I'm saying to you. Let everything else fade away. If you're feeling overwhelmed, remind yourself, I am here. This moment is all that matters. When you do this, you bring your mind into the present. The chaos starts to fade. You realize that, in this very moment, you have everything you need to move forward. You just need to focus. Let me be clear. This is a practice. Focus isn't something that happens automatically. It's something you train yourself to do. Every time you find your mind wandering, bring it back. Every time you feel distracted or stressed, refocus. That's the key to mental clarity. Think about it. When your mind is clear, you become a powerhouse. You're able to make decisions with confidence. You're able to take action without hesitation. You're able to move forward, even in the most difficult situations. Focus is your superpower. Now, let's talk about filtering out the noise. The world around you is constantly trying to grab your attention. It's trying to tell you what to do, how to feel, what to care about. But you don't have to listen. You don't need to react to every distraction. You don't need to be at the mercy of every notification, every message, every new idea that crosses your path. You choose what to pay attention to, and you need to get very clear on this. When you let yourself be pulled in 100 different directions, you lose your power. But when you decide, consciously decide, what to focus on, you take that power back. This is where the real transformation happens. This is where your mind stops feeling overwhelmed and starts feeling focused, clear, and strong. The more you practice filtering out distractions and focusing on what truly matters, the clearer your mind becomes. The more mental clarity you build, the easier it will be to navigate the chaos of life. Finally, let's talk about mental rituals, practices that help you maintain this clarity. These rituals are essential for keeping your mind clear, focused, and strong. Daily practices like meditation, journaling, deep breathing, and planning your day ahead are all ways to build and maintain mental clarity. They create structure in your mind. They help you stay focused, even when life throws distractions your way. Make these rituals non-negotiable. When you start your day with purpose and focus, you set the tone for the rest of the day. You create clarity right from the start, and that clarity carries you through every challenge, every obstacle, every moment of stress. Now, let's sum it all up. Mental clarity is your weapon against the chaos of the world. You have the power to choose what you focus on. You have the power to clear out the clutter and make space for what matters. You have the power to create mental rituals that keep you sharp and focused. The more you practice, the stronger your clarity becomes. And the stronger your clarity, the more power you have to navigate life with ease. You are not at the mercy of the chaos around you. You are the one who decides what deserves your focus. Now let's move on to the next chapter. Chapter 3. Resilience starts with your breath. Your breath is more than just a biological function. It's your anchor. It's the foundation upon which you build your resilience. In times of stress, when the world feels like it's crashing down, your breath is the one thing you have complete control over. And when you master it, you master your ability to handle any challenge life throws at you. Here's the harsh truth. You cannot control everything around you. Life will throw curveballs. People will disappoint you. The unexpected will happen. But you can control how you respond. And that starts with your breath. Think about the last time you were stressed or anxious. Maybe you had a tight deadline. Maybe you were overwhelmed by too many things on your plate. What happened? Your breath probably became shallow. Your heart raced. Your thoughts spiraled. You couldn't think clearly. That's the physical response to stress. A reaction that's hardwired into you. But here's the secret. You don't have to stay in that state. You can interrupt the cycle. By focusing on your breath, you can pull yourself out of stress and anxiety in seconds. The power of deep, controlled breathing cannot be overstated. It's your instant tool for regaining control. Let's break this down. When you breathe deeply and slowly, you send a signal to your body that it's safe. Stress doesn't get the chance to take over. Instead of your heart racing and your mind spiraling, your body shifts into a calm, focused state. This is resilience at its core. Resilience isn't just about enduring stress. It's about responding to it with clarity and strength. And your breath is the key to unlocking that. Now let's explore why your breath is so powerful. When you're under stress, your body enters a state of fight or flight. This is your body's natural defense mechanism designed to protect you from danger. But here's the thing. You don't need to be in fight or flight mode all the time. And yet, many of us live in that state constantly. Racing hearts, shallow breaths, and the constant rush of adrenaline. When you use your breath consciously, you activate the rest and digest mode. This calms your nervous system, reduces your heart rate, and lowers your stress levels. You might not realize it, but every time you take a deep, controlled breath, you're flipping the switch from survival mode to calm, focused action mode. And that's the difference between being a victim of stress and using it as a tool for growth. So, how do you use your breath to build resilience? It's simple. You need to practice. The more you practice deep, focused breathing, the easier it becomes to use in high-stress situations. You need to train your body and mind to respond to stress with breath, not panic. Here's a powerful technique you can use. The 4-7-8 breath. It's simple and effective. It works like this. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 7 seconds. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 8 seconds. Repeat this for 4 cycles. This method engages your parasympathetic nervous system, instantly calming you down. Try it right now. Pause, take a deep breath, and follow the 4-7-8 cycle. Feel the difference. That's your body telling you, you are safe. You can handle this. This technique works not just in the heat of the moment, but also as a daily practice. Incorporating deep breathing into your routine builds the foundation of mental toughness. You train your body to respond to stress calmly and powerfully. Let's break down why this matters. When you're faced with an intense challenge or overwhelming stress, you don't have time to think. Your body will respond automatically. If you've trained yourself with deep, conscious breathing, your body will automatically shift into that calm state of clarity and focus. The next time you face a stressful situation, whether it's a tough conversation, an important presentation, or a moment of anxiety, you'll be able to respond with resilience. Your breath will carry you through. But here's the catch. The key to resilience is consistency. You can't expect to build mental toughness overnight. It's like going to the gym. You don't just work out once and call it a day. You have to build the habit. Every single day, you need to practice breathing deeply. Every time you face stress, take a moment to breathe. Make it a daily ritual, and soon it'll become second nature. Remember, you are not your stress. You are not your panic. You are your breath. Your breath is the connection between your mind and your body, and it holds the power to shift your state in seconds. When you train your breath, you train your ability to handle any challenge. Now, let's talk about how to integrate this into your daily routine. It's simple. Take 5 minutes every morning to focus on your breath. Set a timer for 5 minutes, sit in a quiet space, and breathe deeply. Do this before your day begins, and you'll start your day grounded, focused, and clear-headed. This practice won't just help you in stressful situations. It will give you the mental clarity and strength you need to face anything life throws at you. Here's another technique that helps. Box breathing. This is used by Navy SEALs and other high-performance professionals to maintain control in high-stress situations. Here's how it works. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 4 seconds. Exhale through your mouth for 4 seconds. Hold your breath again for 4 seconds. Repeat for several rounds. This technique helps to regulate your nervous system and gives you the mental strength to face intense situations. It's incredibly effective, especially when you're feeling overwhelmed. When you breathe with intention, you not only calm your body and mind, you also reinforce your resilience. Stress loses its grip on you. Anxiety has no hold over you. You become stronger with each breath, more centered, more capable. Remember, this is a practice. You won't be perfect at first. There will be moments where you forget to breathe deeply, where stress takes over. But that's okay. The goal is to keep coming back to the breath. Every time you feel your mind racing, every time your body tenses, remind yourself, breathe deeply, breathe slowly. With each breath, you become more resilient. And over time, this resilience will build. You'll stop reacting to stress. Instead, you'll respond with strength, calm, and focus. And that's what true resilience is. Responding to stress, not reacting to it. Now let's recap. Resilience starts with your breath. It's the foundation of your ability to stay calm and focused under pressure. Practice deep breathing every day, and when stress hits, use your breath to center yourself. Remember the 4 to 78 technique, the box breathing, and incorporate them into your routine. With every breath, you are building resilience. With every breath, you are reclaiming your power. Next, we'll dive into the mental side of resilience, how to reprogram your mind to become even stronger no matter the challenges. Chapter 4. Master the art of mental reprogramming. Your mind is a machine. It processes thousands of thoughts every single day. But here's the reality. Your thoughts are not always serving you. You might not even realize it, but your mind is constantly running old, outdated programs that hold you back, programs that create fear, doubt, and anxiety. It's time to reprogram that mind. Mental reprogramming is the process of taking control of your thought patterns. It's about identifying the thoughts that no longer serve you and replacing them with thoughts that empower you. It's about changing the narrative in your mind from one of self-doubt to one of unwavering self-belief. This isn't just about positive thinking. It's about conscious, deliberate thought management. The truth is, your mind is a reflection of your programming. Every belief, every habit, every reaction you have is a result of how your mind has been conditioned over time. If your programming is negative, if you've been conditioned to think small, to doubt yourself, or to fear failure, then your actions will reflect that. But the good news? You can rewrite this program. And when you do, everything changes. Here's the key. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. You don't have to believe every thought that crosses your mind. In fact, most of the thoughts you have aren't even your own. They're just the result of conditioning. The key is to realize that you don't have to be a passive observer. You can actively choose which thoughts to keep and which to discard. So, how do you begin to reprogram your mind? First, you need to identify the harmful thought patterns that are holding you back. These are the repetitive negative thoughts that run in your mind. Thoughts like, I'm not good enough, or I'll never succeed. These thoughts create anxiety, fear, and procrastination. They stop you from taking action. They keep you stuck. Here's what you need to do. Interrupt the thought cycle. The next time you catch yourself thinking negatively, pause. Do not let that thought continue. Stop it in its tracks. Replace it with a positive, empowering thought. For example, instead of thinking, I'm not good enough, replace it with, I am capable of achieving anything I set my mind to. This is where the true power of mental reprogramming comes in. You must create new, empowering beliefs. The more you consciously replace negative thoughts with positive ones, the easier it becomes to rewire your brain. You're essentially training your mind to focus on success, not failure. And the more you reinforce these positive beliefs, the stronger they become. Over time, you'll find that your mind automatically starts thinking in empowering ways, rather than limiting ones. But here's the catch. This takes consistency. Reprogramming your mind is not something that happens overnight. You need to repeat positive thoughts and beliefs daily. You need to build new habits of thinking that become as automatic as the old ones. And just like any habit, it takes time. Let's talk about affirmations, one of the most powerful tools in reprogramming your mind. Affirmations are short, positive statements that you repeat to yourself every day. They help to shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance, from fear to confidence. The key to affirmations is not just saying them, but feeling them. When you repeat an affirmation, you need to say it with conviction. You need to believe it. For example, an affirmation might be, "I am strong, capable, and resilient. Every challenge I face only makes me stronger." Repeat this to yourself every day. Write it down. Say it out loud. Feel the power of those words. As you repeat these affirmations, your brain will start to believe them. It's like planting seeds of confidence in your mind. Over time, those seeds will grow into a belief system that supports your success. But remember, affirmations are only effective when they are paired with action. If you affirm that you're capable of success, but you never take action toward your goals, then those affirmations are empty words. You must back up your affirmations with real, consistent effort. It's the combination of thought and action that creates lasting change. Now, let's talk about visualization. Visualization is a technique used by top athletes, successful entrepreneurs, and high performers to achieve their goals. Visualization is simple. It's about seeing your success in your mind's eye before it even happens. Close your eyes and picture yourself achieving your goals. Imagine the feelings, the sights, the sounds of success. The more vivid the visualization, the more real it becomes. When you visualize success, you're training your brain to believe that success is possible. You're telling your mind, "This is who I am. This is what I can do." And the more you practice visualization, the more your brain will start to recognize that success is achievable. Visualization also helps to eliminate doubt. When you can clearly see your success in your mind, the fear of failure starts to fade. You begin to believe that success is inevitable. Visualization works hand in hand with affirmations. Together, they create a powerful force in your mind. Affirmations shift your beliefs, and visualization strengthens your resolve. Both are essential in reprogramming your mind for success. But mental reprogramming isn't just about replacing negative thoughts with positive ones. It's also about building emotional resilience. This means learning how to control your emotional reactions. When you reprogram your mind, you also have to train your emotions to respond in a way that supports your growth. For example, when something doesn't go your way, you can choose to respond with frustration, anger, or disappointment. Or you can choose to respond with determination. You can choose to learn from the setback, to see it as an opportunity for growth. Every emotion you feel is a choice. And by reprogramming your mind, you can start choosing emotions that fuel your success rather than hold you back. Now let's recap. Reprogramming your mind is about identifying the harmful, negative thoughts and replacing them with empowering, positive ones. It's about creating new belief systems that support your success. You do this through affirmations, visualization, and consistent action. Over time, your mind will become a powerful ally, one that supports you in every challenge you face. Your thoughts will shift from fear to confidence, from doubt to certainty. You will stop being a passive observer of your thoughts, and instead, you will take control. This is your path to mental toughness. You are not a victim of your thoughts. You are the creator of your reality. Now let's move forward. Chapter 5. How to Quiet the Storm. Inside your mind, you've heard it before. The storm inside your mind. the endless chatter, the constant noise, the anxiety that races through your thoughts, pulling your attention in 100 different directions. It's exhausting, isn't it? It feels like you're drowning in your own thoughts, and the more you try to silence them, the louder they become. But here's the truth. You can quiet the storm. It's not about pushing your thoughts away. It's not about pretending that stress and anxiety don't exist. It's about learning how to control your mind, how to take the reins of your thoughts, and how to bring peace and stillness to your mental state. That's the key. Your mind is powerful, but when it's chaotic, it controls you. You become overwhelmed. You lose your focus. You make decisions based on emotion instead of clarity. But when you learn to quiet your mind, everything changes. You become sharp, focused, and in control. Here's the hard truth. You have to stop letting your mind run on autopilot. Right now, most of the time, your thoughts are doing the driving. And if your thoughts are negative, repetitive, or disorganized, you're going to feel overwhelmed. You have to take control. You need to learn to interrupt the chaos. The moment you feel your mind start to spiral, you need to stop it. That's how you regain your power. Let's talk about how to quiet your mind. First, you need to understand that your thoughts are not facts. Just because a thought pops into your head doesn't mean it's true. The constant stream of thoughts in your mind is just that. A stream. And just like a river, it flows. It doesn't control you unless you let it. You are the observer of your thoughts, not the victim of them. The first step to quieting the storm is learning to detach from your thoughts. Instead of being absorbed by every thought that arises, take a step back and observe. Recognize that you are not your thoughts. They are just passing through. The moment you learn to detach, you give yourself space. Space to breathe. Space to focus. Space to regain control. Here's a powerful technique for detaching from your thoughts. Mindfulness meditation. It's simple, but incredibly effective. Find a quiet place, sit comfortably, and focus on your breath. Feel the air enter your body and leave your body. As you do this, thoughts will inevitably come. When they do, don't engage with them. Don't judge them. Don't fight them. Simply notice them and let them go. Like leaves floating down a river. Bring your focus back to your breath. The more you practice mindfulness, the easier it becomes to quiet your mind. It's not about stopping your thoughts. It's about learning how to let them pass without getting caught in them. Mindfulness teaches you to stop reacting to your thoughts with emotion. It teaches you how to stay present and grounded in the moment. This is the foundation of mental control. You are no longer at the mercy of your thoughts. You become the one who decides how to respond to them. When your mind starts to race with worry, you can stop and focus on your breath. When anxiety tries to take over, you can calmly acknowledge it and let it go. You are in control. Another powerful technique for quieting your mind is visualization. Visualization is a practice where you imagine yourself in a peaceful, calm place. This place could be anywhere. A beach, a mountaintop, a forest, anywhere that makes you feel relaxed and at ease. Imagine the sights, sounds, and smells of that place. Feel the calmness and stillness wash over you. The more vivid the visualization, the more real it becomes. Visualization works because it gives your mind something positive and calming to focus on. Instead of letting your mind spiral, you redirect it towards something that brings you peace. In moments of stress, visualize your peaceful place. You'll find that your mind calms down almost immediately. But visualization isn't just for moments of crisis. It's also a daily practice that builds mental clarity and calmness. Take 5 minutes every day to close your eyes and visualize your peaceful place. Practice feeling calm and still. This practice will strengthen your ability to quiet your mind in stressful situations. Body awareness is another powerful technique that can help you quiet the storm inside your head. Stress isn't just mental, it's physical. When you're stressed, your body tenses up. Your muscles contract, your breath becomes shallow, and your heart rate increases. But you can use your body to help calm your mind. Here's how. When you feel stress rising, check in with your body. Are your shoulders tense? Is your jaw clenched? Are your fists tight? If so, consciously relax those muscles. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, release the tension. Focus on your body's sensations. Feel the weight of your feet on the ground, the air entering and leaving your lungs. The more you ground yourself in your body, the easier it becomes to quiet the chaos in your mind. Progressive muscle relaxation is another technique that helps to release tension from your body. This technique involves tensing and then relaxing each muscle group in your body, starting from your toes and working your way up to your head. As you tense each muscle group, hold for a few seconds, then release. This process helps your body relax and sends a signal to your mind that it's safe to calm down. You see, the key to quieting your mind isn't about fighting the chaos. It's about creating a sense of peace and stillness that you can return to at any time. It's about finding balance. Your mind will always generate thoughts, but you can choose to let them pass without being consumed by them. With practice, you can train your mind to remain calm, focused, and clear, no matter the external noise. Another powerful tool for quieting your mind is gratitude. When you're stressed, it's easy to focus on everything that's wrong. But when you focus on what's right, you shift your mindset. Gratitude is a grounding practice that brings you back to the present moment. The simple act of thinking about the things you're grateful for, whether it's your health, your family, or the beauty around you, shifts your focus away from worry and onto abundance. Start a gratitude journal. Every day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. These can be big or small. The act of gratitude rewires your brain to focus on the positive, and this alone will help quiet your mind. Now, let's recap. Quieting the storm inside your mind starts with detaching from your thoughts. Use mindfulness meditation to become the observer of your thoughts, not the victim. Practice visualization to focus on peaceful images. Use body awareness and progressive muscle relaxation to release tension. And cultivate gratitude to shift your focus to what's positive in your life. The more you practice these techniques, the easier it becomes to quiet your mind and regain control. When you learn to quiet your mind, you unlock the power of mental clarity. You stop reacting to stress, and you start responding with calm and purpose. You build resilience, and you begin to navigate life's challenges with ease. Chapter 6. Embrace discomfort. The path to true strength. If you're like most people, you do everything you can to avoid discomfort. You avoid difficult conversations. You procrastinate on tasks that make you nervous. You steer clear of situations that put you outside your comfort zone. But here's the cold, hard truth. Discomfort is not your enemy. It's your greatest ally. Strength doesn't come from staying comfortable. It doesn't come from avoiding pain, fear, or discomfort. True strength comes from confronting discomfort head-on. It's about learning to step into the very thing you fear and pushing through it, not around it. That's the key to growth. In life, we're conditioned to avoid discomfort. The world tells us to take the easy path, to seek pleasure, and to avoid pain at all costs. But here's what they won't tell you. Growth happens only when you step into the discomfort. You'll never build true strength by staying comfortable. It's in the hard moments, the moments that test your limits, that you develop the resilience to face anything. If you want to grow mentally, emotionally, and physically, you need to start embracing discomfort. The reason you're stuck, the reason you feel overwhelmed by life, is because you've been avoiding discomfort for too long. You've been staying in your safe, predictable bubble, but nothing extraordinary ever happens in that bubble. True strength, the kind that can withstand any challenge, is built when you decide to lean into discomfort. It's about recognizing that discomfort is a signal for growth. Every time you feel uncomfortable, you have a choice. You can run away, or you can lean in and say, "This is where I will grow." But here's the thing. Embracing discomfort doesn't mean you seek out suffering. It means you are willing to face the challenges that life presents without turning away. It's about taking action even when you feel scared, uncertain, or exhausted. It's about making the conscious choice to move forward when the path feels tough. Let's break this down. Discomfort teaches you resilience. When you step into something difficult, your first reaction is likely to be fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. But here's the truth. Fear is a signal, not a stop sign. Fear is telling you that you are about to grow, and it's up to you whether you move through it or let it stop you. The more you face fear, the less power it has over you. Let me give you a real-world example. Think about physical exercise. The muscles you want to build, the strength you want to gain, only come from resistance. You can't get stronger by avoiding the weights. You can't build muscle by sitting on the sidelines. You need to push yourself. Every time you lift a heavier weight or run that extra mile, you're embracing discomfort. That discomfort is actually a sign that your muscles are growing stronger. The same principle applies to mental and emotional strength. If you want to build a resilient mind, you need to expose it to discomfort. It's the same as lifting weights for your brain. Every time you face a challenge head-on, whether it's a difficult conversation, a high-pressure situation, or a fear you've been avoiding, you're building mental toughness. You're conditioning yourself to handle more and more stress without breaking. Here's the truth. You cannot grow in your comfort zone. You must actively seek out challenges that push you. But not just any challenges, the right challenges. The ones that scare you, the ones that feel like they might break you. Those are the challenges that will make you stronger. Now let's talk about embracing discomfort with purpose. You don't have to seek discomfort randomly. You can make it strategic. Set yourself up with challenges that will stretch your limits and force you to grow. This could mean taking on a difficult project at work, having a tough conversation with someone, or pursuing a goal that intimidates you. Start small, but make discomfort a regular part of your life. This could mean doing something as simple as waking up earlier, taking on a new responsibility, or pushing yourself to speak in front of others. The more you seek discomfort, the more you build your resilience. The more you build resilience, the stronger you become. Another way to embrace discomfort is by changing your perspective. Instead of seeing discomfort as a threat, see it as a challenge. Reframe it. Every time you feel uncomfortable, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Instead of shrinking away from discomfort, step into it with curiosity. What's on the other side of this? What strength will I gain by facing this challenge? This shift in perspective turns discomfort from something negative into something empowering. But let me be clear, this is not easy. It's not meant to be. Real growth comes from real challenge. But the payoff? It's enormous. Every time you face discomfort, you are becoming more resilient. Every time you push through, you are strengthening your mental fortitude. That's the essence of true strength. Not avoiding the tough stuff, but leaning into it and overcoming it. Let's talk about resilience as a muscle. Just like physical strength, resilience needs to be built over time. It's not something you can develop overnight. It's something you build daily. The more you put yourself in uncomfortable situations, the more you train your ability to handle them. Over time, discomfort stops feeling as intimidating. You become accustomed to it. And before long, you start seeking discomfort because you know it's where your strength lies. It's important to remember that discomfort doesn't last forever. The pain, the fear, the anxiety, it's temporary. What lasts is the strength you gain from pushing through it. So, the next time you feel uncomfortable, don't run, lean in, embrace it. Know that on the other side, you will emerge stronger, more capable, and more resilient than ever before. Here's the final thought. You cannot control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond to it. When discomfort arises, and it will, you have a choice. You can shrink back, avoid it, or you can face it, embrace it, and use it to fuel your growth. Your strength lies in your ability to face discomfort with courage, determination, and resilience. Now, let's take this lesson and apply it to our next chapter. Training your mind to thrive in uncertainty. Life is unpredictable. You can't control everything that happens to you, but what you can control is your response. Let's talk about how to build a mind that thrives in the face of uncertainty, rather than crumbling under the pressure. Let's dive in. Chapter 7. Train your mind to thrive in uncertainty. Life is unpredictable. It's messy. It's full of twists and turns, unexpected challenges, and sudden changes. You can't control everything. You can't foresee the future. And yet, we often find ourselves trying to do just that. Plan for every possibility, control every outcome, avoid every mistake. But here's the hard truth. You will never have certainty. Certainty is an illusion. It's a comfort we seek because it gives us the false belief that we're in control. But real life isn't like that. Life is uncertain. It's volatile. It's constantly shifting beneath your feet. And if you want to survive and thrive, you must learn to embrace the uncertainty, not fear it. That's the key. The truth is, uncertainty isn't the enemy. Uncertainty is the greatest opportunity for growth, but only if you train your mind to thrive in it. Most people shrink away from uncertainty. They panic. They freeze. They look for ways to avoid it. But here's what you need to understand. Uncertainty is where the magic happens. It's where creativity is born. It's where innovation thrives. It's where real, unshakable strength is forged. So, how do you train your mind to thrive in uncertainty? First, let's start with mindset. When uncertainty strikes, your mind will naturally go to fear. The fear of the unknown, the fear of failure, the fear of making the wrong choice. That's normal. But here's the truth. Fear is not the problem. The problem is how you react to fear. When uncertainty arises, you have a choice. You can allow the fear to paralyze you, or you can choose to act despite the fear. That's the key to mental toughness, taking action in the face of uncertainty. You must shift your mindset from one of fear of the unknown to one of opportunity in the unknown. Instead of seeing uncertainty as something to avoid, start seeing it as a blank canvas, an opportunity to create something new, to learn, to grow. When you change your perspective, you shift from victim to creator. You stop reacting to life's uncertainties with anxiety and start responding to them with action. Let's talk about flexibility. The key to thriving in uncertainty is being adaptable. Life doesn't always go according to plan. You can't predict every outcome, but you can control how flexible and adaptable you are when things don't go your way. Flexibility doesn't mean giving up. It means adjusting your course when things change. It's about recognizing when to pivot, when to push forward, and when to stay still. In uncertain times, flexibility is your superpower. Most people who face uncertainty struggle because they don't have a plan. They don't know what to do when things go wrong. But here's a powerful strategy. Always have a plan, but hold it loosely. Having a plan is important. It gives you direction, clarity, and purpose. But holding it loosely allows you to adjust when necessary. The best leaders, the most successful entrepreneurs, and the most resilient people know this. A rigid plan will break under pressure, but a flexible mindset will adapt and thrive. Now, let's talk about embracing discomfort in uncertainty. This might sound familiar because we discussed it earlier, but it's worth repeating. Uncertainty is uncomfortable. And when you embrace discomfort, you build resilience. The more you expose yourself to discomfort, the less it will affect you. That's how you strengthen your ability to handle uncertainty. When uncertainty arises, instead of running away, lean into it. You're training your mind to handle the discomfort that comes with it. If you've ever watched a great athlete or high performer in action, you'll notice one thing. They don't panic when things get tough. They stay calm. They stay in the moment. They trust their preparation, their skills, and their ability to adapt. This is the mindset you need to develop. You need to trust yourself, trust your ability to adapt, and trust your ability to find solutions, even in the face of uncertainty. Next, Let's talk about taking action. When uncertainty strikes, it's easy to freeze, to overthink, to get stuck in a cycle of doubt and fear. But the antidote to this is simple. Take action. Action is the greatest tool you have to combat uncertainty. It doesn't matter if the action is small. What matters is that you do something. The more action you take, the more confident you become in your ability to navigate the unknown. The more action you take, the more you prove to yourself that you can handle uncertainty. Every time you take action, you break the cycle of fear and inaction. You train your mind to respond to uncertainty with confidence. And when you do this consistently, you begin to trust yourself. You stop second-guessing every decision, and you start trusting your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Now, let's talk about learning from uncertainty. Every uncertain situation, every unknown outcome is an opportunity to learn. When you embrace uncertainty, you open yourself up to experiences that will teach you invaluable lessons. Uncertainty forces you to develop new skills, new ways of thinking, and new strategies for success. It's not a failure when things don't go as planned. It's an opportunity to learn, grow, and adapt. You need to reframe failure. Failure is a stepping stone to success. It's not something to fear. It's something to embrace. Every time something doesn't work out as planned, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What could I do differently next time? This is how you train your mind to thrive in uncertainty. You stop seeing failure as something negative and start seeing it as the most powerful tool for growth. Finally, trust the process. When uncertainty strikes, it's easy to feel lost. You might not have all the answers. You might not know where you're going, but trust that the process is leading you somewhere. Trust that every decision you make, every step you take, is moving you closer to your goal. Trust that even in the face of uncertainty, you are on the right path. That trust is what keeps you going when things get tough. Let's recap. Thriving in uncertainty is about shifting your mindset from fear to opportunity. It's about embracing discomfort, staying flexible, and taking action. It's about learning from the unknown and trusting yourself to adapt. The more you expose yourself to uncertainty, the more you build the resilience to thrive in it. Uncertainty is not your enemy. It's the birthplace of greatness. When you learn to embrace uncertainty, you unlock your true potential. Chapter 8. The Truth About Stress. Why it's your greatest teacher. We've all been there. That overwhelming feeling of stress, the anxiety that gnaws at your mind, the pressure that makes your heart race and your hands tremble. When stress hits, it feels like it's a force working against you. It feels like something you have to escape from, something that's pulling you down. But what if I told you that stress isn't your enemy? What if I told you that stress is actually your greatest teacher? You see, most people view stress as a problem, something to avoid at all costs. We try to eliminate it, run away from it, distract ourselves from it. But here's the truth. Stress is a tool for growth. Stress is a signal that your body and mind send you to indicate that you're pushing your limits, that you're on the verge of something bigger, something better. Stress is your body telling you that you're about to break through to the next level. Here's the reality you need to embrace. Stress isn't the problem. It's how you respond to it that determines your success. You can either let stress break you, or you can choose to use it as a catalyst for growth. And this is where the power lies. When you learn to see stress as a tool for personal development, you unlock an entire world of strength and resilience. Let's talk about how stress teaches you. When stress arises, it forces you to confront challenges, to stretch your limits, and to face fears that you'd rather avoid. Stress doesn't come to destroy you. It comes to transform you. It's the pressure that sharpens your mind and refines your focus. It's the heat that forges your inner strength. Think about it. When do you grow the most? In the moments of challenge, when everything feels hard, stress is the universe's way of telling you, you're ready for more. When stress enters your life, it means you're in a situation that will help you grow. Whether it's a difficult project at work, a personal challenge, or a major life transition, stress is a sign that you're pushing your boundaries. You're testing your capacity, and that is where transformation happens. So, how do you respond to stress? Do you let it cripple you, or do you choose to face it head-on, knowing that it will make you stronger? That's the key, your response. Let's talk about how to change your relationship with stress. Instead of seeing stress as something negative, start viewing it as an opportunity. This shift in mindset is everything. When stress arises, don't panic. Don't resist it. Embrace it. Instead of saying, "I can't handle this," say, "I am being pushed to grow, and I am capable of handling it." Every time you do this, you're reprogramming your mind to see stress not as a threat, but as a challenge. Now, let's dive deeper into how stress enhances your performance. When you're under stress, your body produces adrenaline, cortisol, and other chemicals that heighten your senses, sharpen your focus, and give you the energy to take action. Stress increases your ability to perform under pressure. Think about athletes, performers, or anyone in a high-pressure situation. Their stress levels are high, but they use that stress to perform at their best. Why? Because stress increases their ability to focus. Stress forces them to get out of their heads and into action. You can train yourself to use stress to your advantage. It's not about eliminating stress. It's about learning how to control it, how to channel it, how to use it as a tool for performance. When you embrace stress, you step into your power. You learn how to rise under pressure. You begin to realize that you are capable of more than you ever thought possible. Now, let's talk about managing stress, not avoiding it. Stress isn't something that can be avoided altogether. It's part of life. But what you can do is learn how to manage it. Here's the thing. You don't need to be afraid of stress. You need to learn how to control your response to it. And that starts with knowing how to calm your nervous system. Breathing techniques, like the ones we discussed earlier, are one of the most powerful ways to manage stress. When you breathe deeply and slowly, you activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for calming you down. You can use this whenever you feel stress rising. Just take a few deep breaths, and immediately you'll notice a shift. Another powerful stress management technique is mindfulness. When stress hits, your mind can start racing. Thoughts swirl, and you feel completely out of control. But mindfulness brings you back to the present moment. It stops you from getting lost in your thoughts, and it helps you focus on the task at hand. By practicing mindfulness, you train your mind to stay calm and present, no matter how intense the stress gets. Exercise is another fantastic tool for managing stress. When you exercise, you release endorphins, your body's natural stress relievers. Exercise helps you release built-up tension. It improves your mood, and it strengthens your ability to handle stress. The next time you're feeling stressed, get moving. Take a walk. Go for a run. Do something physical to release that energy. Self-care is another crucial aspect of managing stress. It's easy to push yourself too hard, to work without rest, to forget to take care of your body. But self-care is essential. If you don't care for yourself, you won't have the strength to handle stress when it comes. Prioritize your physical and mental health. Get enough sleep, eat nourishing foods, and take time to relax. The more you take care of yourself, the better equipped you'll be to manage stress. But remember, stress will always be a part of life. It's not about eliminating it, it's about changing your relationship with it. When you stop seeing stress as something to avoid and start seeing it as a teacher, you begin to thrive under pressure. You stop running from challenges and you start tackling them head-on. Now, let's recap. Stress is not your enemy. Stress is your greatest teacher. It pushes you to grow, to face your fears, and to become stronger. It's not about eliminating stress. It's about learning how to manage it, how to use it to your advantage. When you embrace stress, you step into your power. You rise to every challenge that comes your way. Chapter 9. Creating Your Armor. Daily Rituals for Mental Fortitude. You've learned the power of mindset. You've embraced discomfort. You've transformed your relationship with stress. But there's one more critical piece to becoming mentally unshakable: creating a daily routine that fortifies your mind and spirit. Rituals are more than just habits. They are the foundation of your resilience. The way you start your day, the things you do consistently, and the mindset you cultivate daily all contribute to the strength you have when challenges arise. If you want to build mental fortitude, you need to create armor, a set of rituals that will protect you, empower you, and prepare you for whatever comes your way. You can't rely on motivation alone. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like a wave. But rituals are the bedrock of success. They are the actions you take day in and day out, whether you feel like it or not. And when you build these rituals into your life, you begin to armor yourself against the stresses of the world. You develop mental toughness that doesn't falter, no matter what. Let's start with morning rituals. The way you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. If you wake up rushed, overwhelmed, or distracted, you're already starting your day on the back foot. But if you wake up with intention, if you have a morning routine that centers you, grounds you, and primes you for success, then the rest of your day flows with purpose. Here's the truth: how you start your morning will determine how you handle the rest of your day. That's why you need to create a morning ritual that strengthens your mind and prepares you for whatever challenges lie ahead. The first thing you should do when you wake up is take control of your thoughts. The moment your eyes open, your mind is flooded with thoughts, some productive, some not. If you allow your thoughts to wander without intention, you risk starting your day in a state of chaos. Instead, take a few minutes to center yourself. Focus on gratitude. As soon as you wake up, think about 3 things you're grateful for. This will immediately shift your mindset from stress to abundance, from scarcity to possibility. Next, get your body moving. Exercise is one of the best ways to fortify your mind and body. Physical activity releases endorphins, which boost your mood and increase your energy levels. It also sharpens your focus and helps you build resilience. It doesn't have to be a 90-minute workout at the gym. It can be something as simple as a 10-minute stretch or a brisk walk. The key is consistency. By committing to moving your body every morning, you're building a habit of strength that will carry over into the rest of your day. Hydrate. Many people underestimate the power of hydration, but your brain relies heavily on water to function properly. Start your day with a glass of water, ideally with some lemon or electrolytes, to rehydrate your body and mind. This simple act will give you the clarity you need to take on the day ahead. Now, let's talk about mental priming. After you've focused on gratitude and moved your body, it's time to prime your mind. This is where you start training your mental toughness. Spend 5 to 10 minutes visualizing your day. Visualize yourself handling challenges with grace, staying calm under pressure, and taking deliberate, empowered actions. Visualize yourself succeeding, overcoming obstacles, hitting your goals, and navigating uncertainty with confidence. This mental rehearsal builds the mental fortitude to handle anything that comes your way. If you're serious about strengthening your mental resilience, you need to take action immediately. Don't waste time procrastinating or thinking about what you should do. Take one small step toward your goal as soon as you get up. It could be as simple as making your bed, checking one task off your to-do list, or starting a project you've been avoiding. By taking action immediately, you signal to your mind that you are in control and that you're ready to take on the day. But morning rituals are just the beginning. The rituals you practice throughout the day are just as important. After all, life is not just about how you start your day. It's about how you show up consistently, day in and day out. To build lasting mental fortitude, You need to have consistent practices that keep you grounded, focused, and resilient. Let's talk about midday rituals, the things you do to recharge and refocus in the middle of the day. When you're working, it's easy to get caught up in stress, distractions, and burnout. That's why you need to create small breaks that help you reset your mind. A midday break doesn't have to be long, but it should be intentional. Take 5 to 10 minutes to breathe deeply, to clear your mind and reset. Go outside, step away from your desk, and focus on your breath. Close your eyes, take deep inhales, and exhale slowly. Focus on the sensation of your breath entering and leaving your body. This will calm your nervous system and bring you back into the present moment, helping you handle the rest of the day with more clarity and focus. If you can, make time for movement. Take a quick walk, stretch, or even do some light exercises. This physical reset will help you reduce stress and stay energized for the second half of your day. Even small acts of movement can help maintain your energy levels and keep your mind sharp. In addition to midday rituals, evening rituals are crucial for strengthening your mental fortitude. How you wind down at night is just as important as how you start your day. If you go to bed feeling stressed, overwhelmed, or anxious, you'll wake up already behind. That's why you need an intentional evening routine to help you relax, recharge, and prepare for the next day. Start by disconnecting from screens an hour before bed. The blue light from your phone, tablet, or computer disrupts your body's natural ability to fall asleep and decreases the quality of your rest. Instead of scrolling through social media or checking emails, take time for activities that relax you. Read a book, meditate, or write in your journal. Reflect on your day and celebrate your wins, no matter how small they are. This reflection reinforces the positive, helping you enter the next day with a sense of accomplishment and peace. Before you sleep, take a few minutes to practice deep breathing. Focus on your breath and let go of any tension in your body. As you breathe deeply, let go of the stress from the day and visualize yourself waking up in the morning feeling refreshed, energized, and ready to tackle whatever comes your way. This mental reset prepares you for a good night's sleep and sets you up for success the next day. Now let's talk about consistency. It's not enough to implement these rituals once in a while. The key to creating unshakable mental fortitude is consistency. You must do these things every day, without exception. When you make these rituals a non-negotiable part of your life, you begin to build an armor of strength that protects you from stress, doubt, and fear. You become someone who handles pressure with grace, who rises to challenges instead of shrinking from them. Recap: to build mental fortitude, you need to create daily rituals that strengthen your mind, body, and spirit. Your morning routine should center you and prepare you for the day. Your midday rituals should help you recharge and refocus. Your evening rituals should help you relax and reflect, setting you up for success tomorrow. Consistency is key. The more you commit to these rituals, the more resilient you become. This is your armor, and it will protect you from whatever life throws your way. Chapter 10. Unshakable Confidence. Turning stress into power confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you create. It's not about pretending to be perfect or having all the answers. Confidence comes from knowing you can handle whatever life throws at you, even in the most stressful situations. It comes from mastering your mind, building your mental strength, and using everything you've learned to face the world with unshakable certainty. Here's the truth. Confidence is not the absence of fear. It's the ability to act despite fear. It's the ability to face challenges, stress, and adversity with a calm, clear, and powerful mind. It's about trusting in your ability to handle whatever comes your way, And when you've developed the mental fortitude we've talked about, when you've embraced discomfort, used stress as a teacher, and built powerful rituals for strength, you unlock a level of confidence that nothing can shake. Let's start with how stress becomes a source of power. Most people try to avoid stress. They see it as something negative, something they want to run from. But true confidence comes when you stop avoiding stress and instead learn to turn it into fuel. When you face stressful situations head-on, when you confront them without hesitation, you prove to yourself that you can handle it. The more you face, the more capable you become. You stop being intimidated by stress, and instead, you turn it into an opportunity for growth. Here's a powerful shift to make. Stress is energy. It's raw, unfiltered energy that, when channeled correctly, can give you the strength, focus, and drive to accomplish incredible things. The next time you feel stress rising, instead of shrinking back or trying to suppress it, ask yourself, how can I use this energy? Stress activates your fight-or-flight response, and this is your body's way of giving you the tools to rise to the occasion. When you see stress as energy to be harnessed, you can tap into it, turn it into motivation, and use it to propel yourself forward. The key is to stay calm and focused. When you feel stress rising, breathe deeply and remind yourself that you are capable of handling it. As you practice this, you'll find that you don't just survive stress, you thrive under it. Confidence comes when you realize that stress is no longer something that controls you. You have learned to control it. That's the difference. Next, let's talk about the mindset shift required for unshakable confidence. Many people think that confidence comes from external validation, from people praising you, giving you approval, or telling you you're good enough. But real, unshakable confidence comes from within. It comes from knowing your worth, knowing your abilities, and trusting in yourself. Here's the thing. You don't need anyone's permission to be confident. You don't need to wait for external validation. Confidence is something you create from the inside. You are worthy of success, of happiness, and of peace, no matter what anyone else thinks. When you realize that your worth doesn't depend on the opinions of others, you stop seeking validation and start acting with the certainty that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. To build this inner confidence, you need to constantly remind yourself of your strengths. This is why daily affirmations are so powerful. Every day, affirm to yourself that you are capable, that you are resilient, and that you can handle whatever comes your way. This simple practice builds your self-belief, and over time, you begin to act with the assurance that you are worthy of success and capable of achieving it. But it's not just about affirmations, it's about backing them up with action. You can tell yourself you're confident all day, but unless you start acting like it, those words are just empty. Confidence comes from doing, from stepping up to challenges, from taking risks, from putting yourself out there and going after what you want. So, how do you start building this action-oriented confidence? Take small, consistent steps toward your goals. Every time you take action, you prove to yourself that you can do it. You start by believing you can, and then you take steps to make it a reality. It's like building a muscle. The more you act with confidence, the stronger your belief in your ability becomes. Each small success builds your confidence for the next, bigger challenge. Over time, you'll look back and realize that your confidence is no longer a facade. It's a deeply rooted belief in yourself, built from consistent action. But there's more to confidence than just believing in yourself. It's also about handling criticism and failure. Confidence doesn't mean you won't face setbacks or criticism. In fact, the most successful people are often the ones who face the most rejection. What makes them confident isn't the absence of failure. It's their ability to handle it. They see failure not as a reflection of their worth, but as a stepping stone to success. They know that every rejection, every mistake, is an opportunity to learn, grow, and become better. Failure does not define you. How you respond to failure is what matters. When you face setbacks, Remind yourself, this is a part of the process. This is not the end. This is just the beginning. The more you embrace failure as a teacher rather than an enemy, the more confident you become in your ability to overcome obstacles. When you're not afraid of failure, you're free to take risks, to move forward, and to keep striving for success. Here's the next key to unshakable confidence: positive self-talk. How you speak to yourself matters more than you think. The words you use shape your reality. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, that you're not capable, that you'll never make it, then you're reinforcing doubt and fear. But if you start telling yourself that you are strong, capable, and resilient, that you have what it takes to succeed, your mind begins to believe it. The language you use with yourself shapes your belief system. So start replacing the negative self-talk with positive affirmations. Every time you catch yourself thinking something negative about yourself, stop. Reframe it. Turn it into a positive statement about your capabilities. The more you practice positive self-talk, the more your confidence will grow. You'll start to realize that confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about trusting that you have the strength to handle whatever comes your way. Finally, let's talk about visualizing success. Visualization is one of the most powerful tools for building confidence. Before you go into a stressful situation, take a moment to visualize yourself succeeding. Picture yourself handling the challenge with calm, focus, and ease. See yourself overcoming obstacles and achieving your goals. The more vividly you visualize your success, the more your brain will start to believe that success is inevitable. When you've visualized success over and over again, you start walking into situations with the confidence that you've already succeeded. Confidence is built through mental rehearsal. By repeatedly seeing yourself succeeding, you create a belief in yourself that's unshakable. Let's wrap up this chapter. Unshakable confidence comes from knowing you can handle anything life throws at you. It's not about avoiding stress, fear, or failure. It's about using them as fuel to become stronger. Confidence is built through action, self-belief, positive self-talk, and resilience in the face of setbacks. The more you practice these habits, the more you'll realize that you are capable of anything. The battle against stress and anxiety is fought and won in the mind. To be mentally strong, you must take control of your thoughts, your breath, and your daily rituals. Stress is not your enemy. It's a tool for growth, a signal for change. Every time you feel overwhelmed, remember, you have the power to shift your mindset. It starts with a single step: breathing deeply, reprogramming your thoughts, embracing discomfort, and stepping into uncertainty with confidence. Your mind is the key to overcoming every challenge in life. Now, the challenge is yours. Take what you've learned today and begin applying it right now. Build your mental resilience, make it a daily habit, and start living with the unshakable strength you deserve. Are you ready to change your life? The time is now.